What's going on, and welcome back to Nap Time Builder. All right, y'all, we changing it up a little bit. We messing with the lawnmower today. I just been having a whole lot of things going on, and you got to take care of that lawnmower maintenance. I just picked that bad boy up last mowing season, probably about halfway through my other mower. It's like a ran out of oil. Anyways, moving on. That is also how I ended up with the 55, though. I traded my dad the mower. He had a motor already. I traded my dad the mower and some money for the 55. And if you watch the channel, you've seen how far that's come along. So, what we got today, let me take these things out. They ain't helping a bit. But just got done mowing, and the rest of my stuff come in, so here's what we got. Alright, we got a fuel filter. There's a oil filter, a couple of little spark plugs, and air filter. Uh-oh, wind's starting to blow. I think she's about to rain. We might get wet. Is that the same one? Maybe. Oh yeah, that ought to be good. And honestly, we could probably blow that thing out. There ain't no telling. Y'all, I'm seriously about to get wet. This is ridiculous. Anyway, we'll leave that up there. Then we also got our oil, and there's a little fuel additive in there also. 10W30 synthetic blend. Extra zinc additive for long durability. Okay, that's probably why that stuff was so expensive then. But that's what we're doing. Here not too long ago, I put a little receiver hitch on here. It bolts here and goes up and bolts to the back of the frame there for extra security, extra strength. But I don't leave it on because when I'm turning around in the ditches, I'll get caught up every now and then. So I only put it on when I need to move my little small trailer around. That way I can mow under it and everything. And on the front, I got that little thing there. I started out with that on the back, but it wasn't. Then I realized I needed that other one with the longer that goes up and mounts to the front part or the back part of the frame also. Because that little rounded off piece back there, she's a little flimsy. You put a little weight on it. Don't ask me how I know. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and take that filter off, throw that new one on. That way we can call that done, and then look in and see where we got to find our drain plug at for this oil. It is good that I went ahead and mowed. Everything's hot. I should be able to get pretty much all of it out a little bit easier. So hopefully I don't burn myself, How you come out there? Oh, you just tilt the end up and she just pops right out. Since I had that air hose out, I did go ahead and blow that filter and that little little foam cover off of the old one. But we're not going to put it back on right now. I'm going to keep that on the parts shelf for a backup, just in case. She still looked great. I blew it out from the inside and all that. Still look good, but we're going to go ahead and replace it. Don't hurt to have a backup. And this old girl just fits right on there and push her forward enough. That way she sits down in there. Couple clamps. Well, look, there's one thing done already. Over here on the right side of it would be our fuel filter there. We got a little cut off right here. Let me show you. Yep. Turn that way we can just make sure we spill the least amount possible. I guarantee there's still gonna be a little bit come out, but nothing compared to what it would have been. So a couple little squeeze clamps there with my pliers. We can pull that out, throw the other one in. All right, just like that, we got that on. And you know, maybe I should have waited till later, because now my hand's just gonna smell like gas for like, you know, the rest of the time. Whatever. New filter on, couple clamps on. We'll go ahead and turn that back on. Well, we ain't got to worry about that. Now I guess we need to, that right there, would that be our oil drain possibly? Seeing how it's going in the bottom of the case there. All right, finally found my drain pan. Crack that open and all right, that's finally done draining. Don't worry, that was actually from the bottom of the pan. I had it, apparently there was some around the bottom of it where I had it stored and I didn't realize until I moved it. All right, so I moved my pan over. Got my oil filter loose here. I'm making a little bit of a mess. Them flies won't leave me alone. Try to get as much of that going in the pan as we can. All right, let's grab that new one. Let me just put that back in her place after we rub just a little bit of oil around that seal. Get on there, huh? There we go, she started. Had to get me a towel. I got a little oil on my hand, she's a little slick. All right, got her on there. Grab me a towel. Sorry you keep going dark there. I messed up. I got a new phone cover here a little while back. It actually slides to cover up the camera when you're not using it to help protect the camera. I should have just went ahead and got one like I did have that flipped around because it locked a lot better. This one's already wore out and it's only been a month maybe, and it just slides on its own now. So if I ain't holding the phone just right, she'll just shut on you, and that's what happens. So anyways, I got that tightened up by hand. Ain't no need to go no tighter. I got it pretty doggone tight by hand. You ain't got to crank that thing all the way to Oklahoma or nothing, okay? So, I guess now it's time to put some oil in, you know, if your boy could remember where he put his funnel at. All right, found the funnel. Like I said, it's this is actually Kohler brand, and it's a Kohler motor. Probably could have went a little cheaper, but you know, it was convenient. But 10W30 synthetic blend, and it's got extra zinc additive, stuff like that. Apparently it needs it, you know what I'm saying? But let's do a little. Not exactly sure how much this thing takes. I figured they gave me 2 quarts. I'm gonna put this quart in there, and you know, I'll just put the little stick down in and see how deep or how high the oil is. I was about to say how high the water is, but it is starting to rain, so you know, I'll blame it on that. All right, there's one in. I'll check this mug, see if it's even showing. All right, well, I checked it, and it is showing on the very bottom of the dipstick, but there is 2 holes here for the, ooh, if I can hold that mug still, there is 2 holes there, and it was only coming up to like, not even halfway to that first hole, really. So, we do have her on this dipstick, though, so we'll go ahead and pour most of this other one in. I'll check it again, and, you know, we're still going to have to crank it to fill the oil filters, so we're probably good with the 2. All right, so I got the first full bottle or first full quart in. I got like 3/4 of the second one in. I checked it. I am showing oil up to that second line, which is the full line. So now I'm gonna crank it up for a minute and let that fill the oil filter. Then I'll check it again, see if we need any more. So. All right, let's see. I don't know if you can tell, it's a little blurry, but it is right between the bottom and the top line. So we're gonna go ahead and add the rest of that then. Then we're gonna be pretty good. I mean, probably gonna get wet. Somebody needs to fix that. Well, the rest of that took that second quart there. Got her up there just where she needed to be. Now, I did just fuel this up right before mowing. Got this Power Performance 3-in-1 Advanced Fuel Treatment. All 4 and 2 cycle gas engines. So, it came with it. We'll use it. So dump that down in there, then we're gonna replace some spark plugs. You know, try not to drop the whole bottle down in there. Spark plug. Old plug, new plug. Let's slam them in. Spark plugs has changed. Just listen to her purring. Alright, y'all. So far, we changed the oil, the filter, the fuel filter, and the spark plugs. And we put a little bit of fuel additive down in there, and I just seen some lightning. I got a feeling our baseball practice might be called off tonight. Hopefully the tournaments don't get called off for tomorrow, though. But that is 2 hours away in Tennessee. So, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. But also, the other day, well, it's been a little bit. A week or so ago, when I was putting the hitch on and stuff like that, I was seeing a couple little small streaks left in the yard while mowing. It's mostly when I'm mowing faster. I get it. You ain't got to mow as fast as the daggum mower will go. But it's nice when you feel like you need to, you know what I'm saying? If I can find that daggum box. Did you see it? Yeah, this is it. But, so I just jacked the front of it up. That way I could semi-crawl under there. Threw this bad boy right here on my little Ryobi drill and hit them cutting edges a few times, and I feel like it helped a lot. But it also has this one kind of like this right here, and I tried it, which mine is just a single blade or a single cutting edge. It's not a double or nothing. But I tried that anyways. This thing came apart. This is a cheap little set. But it did come with 2 of these right here, and this right here is what I used, and I feel like it helped a lot. But obviously, I didn't film that. I didn't film either one of the little hitches. Thing is, we're about to take a hitch off the front of there. Okay, I got an idea. Okay. So let me just talk to you for a second. See, here in North Alabama, we went from, which it's raining again now, but we went from raining like hard almost every daggum day for a while. And the days that it didn't rain, it was still too wet to mow. So my yard was getting terribly high. I mean, it looks like crap right now from the grass and extra grass and everything. I could probably roll me a couple rolls of hay, or bale me a couple rolls of hay on this mug. Just kidding, it ain't that bad. But me working swing shift, 12-hour swing shifts and everything, you know, it makes it hard to find that day where you can actually mow if it's still going to be wet. But And then I try to be a nice neighbor and not mow too late. But here lately, it's so daggum hot. It makes you want to mow late. And I love my bad boy. It's a ZT Avenger with a 60-inch deck. I love it. But the mower I had before this, I also loved. And it was a lot cheaper. It was a Cub Cadet 50-inch zero turn from like Home Depot. I loved that mower. It did everything I needed to. I used that mug to pull cars around the yard and everything. You know, I mean, if you want to see how tough something is, let me use it, okay? Because we'll be moving some vehicles. But anyways, this is like a decent amount more than it was originally. But this didn't come with the adjustable handlebars. It didn't come... What else? Oh, didn't have no lights. My little Cub Cadet that I paid a lot less for had adjustable handlebars from factory. It had 2 little LED lights up here on the front from factory. I mean, come on now. There's better... You can get these decked out, okay? But I wasn't spending an extra couple $1,000 for some stuff I could buy on Amazon for cheap. And that's what I did. $100 handlebars, they're adjustable now. I still ain't got no lights. And there's sometimes I might want to look like a crackhead out here mowing at 9 p.m. We're gonna fix that. So, I had this in the parts bin, okay? Look at that. Boy, what you think about it? And she gonna look stupid. But this mug will light up the daggum yard, I'm telling you. But, so that's what we're gonna do. I got the wiring harness there. We gotta figure out how to wire this mug up on a lawnmower. So I gotta take that front hitch off, because this is where we're putting it. I reckon we're gonna put her right there. Ooh, back up, Terry, back up. Right there. Let's see here. I'm going to drill some holes in. It ain't gonna be sitting up that high, okay? I'll set her down further. It'll be like that. Oh, that'll look good. Oh yeah, that'll be fine. Or should we take it off this mount and just do our 2 holes down through here? That way I can keep this. I kind of like that idea too. I need to think on that for a minute. But while I'm thinking, I can look over what's got to be done. All right, so I decided to take it off that. Who knows, we might throw it on something else. Also, these are way too short to be going through that daggum front beam there. But just look at her. I mean, I can mount that mug like it right there and still have my little hitch up there in case I need it. You know, hard times, y'all, hard times. I've had that for a while. I need to test that and make sure that works. Let's test this thing out with a jump pack here. Come on now. I'd say she works. I would say she works. Good deal. All right, so I just loosened up these little bolts on the side here. That way we can adjust these brackets. Set it where I want it. Put me a couple little dots. Now look, y'all, don't be a hater or nothing, but I'm gonna install this with a couple self-tappers. Because, I mean, it ain't like it's taking a beating. I ain't hooking a trailer or nothing to it. It ought to be fine. And if not, then later on we'll come back with some stronger bolts or something. Now, here's the dilemma. Not really a dilemma, but because this is where we're doing it. But I will not be able to raise this plate right here up with that there. Luckily, it's very easy. It's 2 self-tappers. But that still kind of stinks. That's easy to clean out. I get the air hose in there and stuff. But honestly, there's big gaps on the sides. So it's whatever. But I also debated on mounting it to here and just adjusting the light. But also, it would come up, but only so far. And plus, I mean, I'd cover up the bad boy. which we're gonna possibly, or you know, partially be covering up anyways, but still. Anyways, this is where we're doing it. I can keep my hitch, which is cool because I didn't want to take it off. But now take the brackets off, throw a couple self-tappers in, attach it back with the brackets. Oh, just like that. Now to mount all them little bitty bolts up. All right, so here we are. Got her mounted, got her angled down some. I put my little ends on my wires there. We're probably gonna run that in through there, and then I'll have to run it along the bottom, zip tying it up everywhere I can. Here's our harness, got our solenoid, the hot in the ground with our fused link there. This is a lot of wire for this thing. This has those two and those two, so you could run it with like the dual pods or whatever. Obviously, I just need two of them. So, I mean, we could probably cut that other one off and seal it up. That way we ain't got that extra we gotta deal with. And then on the other point here, we got our switch that I'm gonna try my best to get in this spot right here where, you know, you'd probably have one if you bought the one that already come with the lights on it. So I would say that's where it would be originally. So now I just gotta look for my sources to hook all this up and which way I wanna run my wires. What's up, y'all? We're doing, I just got home from work. We're doing driving lessons. They're 6 and 4. It's not going too good. He's usually playing sports, not driving around on a power wheel, so they're getting a little lost. But right now Abby's driving, so I'm sure that's a little scary for him. Yeah, that's a mess. Anyways, got my little solenoid there. I got my hot wire ran, ground wire ran. I need to run these wires up under everything, see how much I need, and then bundle them up and stick them somewhere. So let me do that and I'll get back with you. All right. I got my little bundle of wires there. I don't really like it right there, but we'll see how it goes. And if it bothers me more, then I'll do something with it. But it's got these 2 crossbars right there and right there. I've got my wires zip tied to the bottom of it to keep it up off the pulleys and everything. Coming back, lightly tied it with plenty of slack right here. I gotta trim that tie. Goes over to her solenoid. Like we said, we got her hooked up to the battery. Light bar works. Now I just need to run this up under here. I'm gonna take this panel out. All right, got my wires ran up and bundled up under here. There's my little switch. The wires run up under the panel over here and bundled up like I said. There's her solenoid, her hot and her ground. There's her fuse. Them wires ran across. Look, I still didn't cut that daggum zip tie, did I? And like I said, the wires ran down through yonder. There's 2 braces under that panel. And there she is. My kids are loud as crap. And here we are. And you know, after getting it wired up and everything, I thought to myself, Why didn't I just mount that on the bottom side? But she's a little too long to fit in between my braces, so it wouldn't have worked anyways. Oh well. That's what we got. Check it out. Now some of them day shifts when I get off work and the yard desperately needs mowed. I can be a crackhead, or I can look like a crackhead. I can be a crackhead. I can look like a crackhead out there mowing in the dark with a big old spotlight on the front of my mower. So, you know, here we are. So I know this video wasn't much, but you know, I'm a dad, homeowner. Can't always work on vehicles. Sometimes you gotta work on your mower. Oh Lord, look at my kids now. Somebody help me. Send help. Send help. They're crazy. But what I was trying to get at, you know, we can't always work on cool vehicles or whatever. We gotta take care of other stuff too. You know. Our honey-do list. Or our honey don't list. Like, honey, don't get out there with that spotlight on the front of your mower 8 o'clock at night and piss off the neighbors. But, you know, sometimes you just got to be that neighbor because the yard need mowed. But if you watched, I appreciate it. If you didn't, I understand. You know, it's what I mean. It's whatever. But we'll catch y'all next time. You know, we got some vehicles to work on, so y'all come back. You like old Fords? You like old Jeeps that you can't see it's dark? See y'all.